Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की इथाई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। So Hare Krishna everybody, thank you for all making for the Sunday Feast program today despite not so great weather. Like to welcome back Her Grace Krishna Priya Mataji, who's just come back from the Dham, so, and also adding to our audience because we felt the numbers were a little less last 2 weeks. So, thank you. Today we will be discussing from chapter 8, text 16, very nice verse. We often quote this verse most of the times. So chapter 8, text 16. So before we start today's class, we would like to dedicate today's class to one very nice person who also happens to be Prasanna Vasudev Prabhu and Radha Sakhi Mataji's cousin brother, who underwent a not so good thing, and Prabhu is no more. He's passed away. So, from what I hear from Prasanna Prabhu is that his name is first of all Gokulan, aka Gopi. That's his Prabhu's name. Prabhu was very supportive for the family. He was standing up very much, doing all the duties a householder is supposed to do. A very calm and humble person, a very good decision-making person, and a person who took care of the family very well, was a spearhead for not just his own family, but for the wider family as well. So these things we often don't see in today's world, right? Somebody who is able to not only take responsibility for their own family, but also hold other people's family and drag them to the shores whenever they are in distress. So a good family member is lost, a good soul has left, but at the same time, because in their family there are some devotees like Kuldipika Mataji, Radha Sakhi Mataji, Prasanna Vasudev Prabhu, by their endeavors or by their practicing of their sadhana, by their practicing of their Krishna consciousness, that Krishna consciousness will rub towards all other family members. Just like cold, when we get cold or when we get viral infection, that even if you stand next to a person and if you even don't cough or anything like that, the person will get it, right? It's infectious. So Krishna consciousness is infectious. Maybe it might not have shown its, it might not have flowered and given its fruits in our presence right now, but for sure the seed is shown. For sure, the one time, Prabhupada always says, even if the prasadam is accepted once, knowingly or unknowingly, the effect is always there. Just like a medicine, right? When you put it, whether you know what the contents of the medicine is or is not, it will definitely cure the particular disease. So, in that respect, we hope and we pray to our deities, Shri Radha Krishna Kanhaiya Lal, that may Prabhu get the next life wherever he's going to get. May he get a place where he's completely surrounded by, given a very good spiritual environment where he can progress in his Krishna consciousness. And I think that is the best thing that we can pray for a soul, right? If he has gone home back to God in this very lifetime, that is the excellent part. But in case if it's not happened, so we all together as a community, we offer our respects, our prayers to Krishna that Prabhu gets a good, it gets to a good place in his coming life. And also the current family members who Prabhu has left behind, may they also come out of this grief. Anytime a family members go, there is always grief. So may they also come out of this grief, and we hope and pray that they also take their path in Krishna consciousness. So, and we would like to dedicate today's program not just to Prabhu, but Prabhu is one example that I know of. I know last time Mataji's name, I forget her name. Was it Sheila Mataji? Yes, her friend also was suffering with a similar problem back home in India. So we dedicate our class, our prayers, our chanting, everything to them as well. So before we start, we took that. Okay, so we start our class with from chapter 8, text 16, page number 360 on the yellow book. Big yellow book, page number 360. So please repeat after me. Abrahma bhuvanaloka punaravartinorjuna mam upetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. Abrahma bhuvanaloka punaravartinorjuna mam upetya tu kaunteya पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते आब्रह्म भुवनालोका पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. Anybody would like to?
Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate
Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate
Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate.
Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartito na
Arjuna
Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate
Brahma Bhuvanaloka
Punaravartino Arjuna
Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate.
Brahma Bhuvanaloka
Punaravartino Arjuna
Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate
Brahma Bhuvanaloka
Punaravartino Arjuna
Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate
Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate Brahma Bhuvanaloka
Punaravartino Arjuna
Mamupetya tu Kauteya Punarjanmana Vidyate.
Okay. Transliteration. Please repeat after me. Brahma Bhuvanat. Up to the Brahmaloka planet. Lokaha. The planetary systems. Punaha. Again. Avartinaha. Returning. Arjuna. O Arjuna. Mam. Unto me. Upetya. Arriving. Tu. But. Kaunteya. O son of Kunti. Punaha. Punah Janma. Rebirth. Na. Never. Vidyate. Takes place. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat the translation after me. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Please listen. Purport. All kinds of yogis, karma, jnana, hatha, etc., eventually have to attain devotional perfection in bhakti yoga or Krishna consciousness before they can go to Krishna's transcendental abode and never return. Those who attain the highest material planets, the planets of the demigods, are again subjected to repeated birth and death. As persons on earth are elevated to higher planets, people on higher planets such as Brahmaloka, Chandraloka, and Indraloka fall down to earth. The practice of sacrifice called Panchagni Vidya, recommended in the Chandogya Upanishad, enables one to achieve Brahmaloka. But if on Brahmaloka one does not cultivate Krishna consciousness, then he must return to earth. Those who progress in Krishna consciousness on the higher planets are gradually elevated to higher and higher planets, and at the time of universal devastation are transferred to the eternal spiritual kingdom. Baladev Vidyabhushana, in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, quotes this verse. Brahmana sahate sarve samprapte pratisanchare parasyante kritatmanah pravishanti parampadam. When there is a devastation of this material universe, Brahma and the devotees who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness are all transferred to the spiritual universe and to specific spiritual planets according to their desires. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna, everybody, once again. So, we are discussing today from chapter 8, text 16. So, as far as I can see, many of you were there in the previous class. So, the chapter again going through is attaining the Supreme. And in the last class, we discussed that that this world is full of miseries, and we quoted the verse. Does anybody know what we quoted? Very good. Mataji is on track. And what else? Dukkale Mashashvatam. Why Dukkale Mashashvatam?
Because happiness is the difference between two
Very good, Prabhu. That is also very good. That's the definition of happiness in the material world. So Prabhu is saying the definition of happiness in this material world is the time between two miseries. That is the enjoyment we are doing. But, correct, that's also there. But Prabhu, you can please come in the front. You don't have to. You can come. You can come in the front, all the way up front also. No problem. There's no VIP seating here. Yeah, you can sit next. So, Dukkale Mataji said Dukkale Mashashvatam. Why Dukkale Mashashvatam? Why is it called Dukkale Mashashvatam? Ah.
Disease, old age and death.
Very good. What is it? Janma, Mrityu, Jada, Vyadhi. Janma, birth, death, old age, disease. And we broke down why birth is misery, why old age is misery, why why death is misery, and why disease is misery. Everybody agrees that birth, death, old age, and disease are considered miseries, or is it considered happiness? Most people will consider old age, death, and disease, old age, death, and disease as miseries. But most people not consider birth as miseries. But we discussed last week why birth is a misery. Everybody is on the same page. Or if somebody went back home this week and said, no, Prabhu is saying the wrong thing. Birth is not a misery. Birth brings happiness to the family, so on and so forth. Correct? So it's not a misery. Prabhu nodded. Achha, so it is a misery. So we all agree it's a misery. Excellent. So when we said that this world, we discussed as in Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is saying that this world is full of miseries, and therefore we have to get out of this world. The point of the last week's sloka is this: why you have to come out of this world? Because this world is a place of miseries. And because it's place of the miseries, then you have to go to a place where there is no miseries. And to such a place that you will be in happiness all the time, not going up and down, one day happy, one day sad, not like that. Correct? We all agree? In this verse, Krishna is explaining, and we discussed, and Prabhupada's purport said also, that you have to go to Golok Vrindavan for being happy. Correct? We discussed that. Last we have to go to the spiritual world. In this verse, the answer to the question is why we have to go to the spiritual world. Why only spiritual world? Why not some other loka where there is more happiness? Someone might have said that. I also know other planets I have heard where there is where the temperature is very nice, where everything is very good, where there is no diseases. So why only spiritual world? Huh? I also have read, I also have heard from other people that there are many other places, but you have some propaganda and you're saying only spiritual world. Or that too you're saying only Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan. Why? So that is the answer to that question. Today's shloka is the answer to that question. So my question would be, why? Why not any other planet in your experience? What other planets are there that are better than Earth? Better than our existing planet? Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is considered spiritual world. The spiritual world is called Vaikuntha, actually. Of course, there is a portion of the spiritual world also called Vaikuntha. Accept it. That's good. I'm saying apart from the spiritual world, apart from the spiritual realm. Upper seven lokas. Okay. Right. Right. So does anybody know why do you think life over there is great? You have not seen the life over there, but how do you know the life is great there?
I think all demigods live there.
All demigods live there. And what else what other information do we know about the upper planetary system? Or the better lokas?
Long life.
Life is long and?
No miseries.
Sorry, Mataji?
No misery.
No misery. No misery. That is debatable, but we'll get to that.
But they are also affected by creation and destruction. Because Brahmas, they come in the part of the creation and destruction.
Very good. You're paying very much attention in the Bhagavatam.
The life cycle also longer than the human. On the
Life cycle is long.
longer,
Okay.
Because in next verse it says that Brahmlok has like a longer days
Hmm.
and nights compared to the earth people.
Right. Very much. Yes, Prabhu.
Sense enjoyment is much higher than the
Sense enjoyment is much higher.
Birth and death happens there also.
So that means you're saying opposite. That means you're saying the planet is not good.
No, you said what you know about. So
Birth and death happens there also. Yes. Birth and death happens there also. Yeah, sure.
I'm just assuming here
we'll come to that. It's not necessarily true.
Okay.
It's not necessarily true, but the information that we have about higher planetary systems is, if we go through different pastimes, many times we hear pastimes here. We always hear that, oh, Indra is enjoying in the Indraloka, and he has this beautiful gardens called the Nandanakanana gardens, uh, uh, beautiful fruits, vegetables. No, I mean, no need to do any sort of hard work. Huh? One of the explanation, it is there in the 5th canto, maybe when you probably have heard it also. It is said that the denizens or the citizens of the upper planetary systems, there is a very big mountain called Sumeru mountain, and on the Sumeru mountain there is a huge tree called the Jambu tree. The tree is called Jambu, and the tree is, when I say huge, it is like, it says it's close to like 100 yojanas, that is almost like 800 miles. One yojana is about 7 to 8 miles as per the scripture. So around 800-mile long, and I think similar width also, something like that. That Jambu tree gives mango, it gives out mango, right? The size of an elephant. Anybody imagine that? Mango the size of elephant. Now what happens, this mango, when it falls from such a height, we're talking about, how many miles did we say? Around 800 miles. When this mango falls from 800 miles, what happens to the mango? It becomes chutney, it becomes splashed, it becomes squished. All the juice pours out. So from that, every day so many mangoes are falling down, and then the juice is coming. When that juice comes, there is an ocean that becomes out of that juice. And by the reflection of the sunlight, and by the air, the mixture of sunlight and air, along with this Jambu rasa or the Jambu nectar that they call, when the ocean comes to the shore and it goes back, just like in our ocean, when the ocean comes and it goes back, what does it leave? Some shells and some, all of these, all of these things. So like that, when it goes and comes back, it leaves gold. Gold is found. That gold is called Jambu Nada. It is in heavenly gold. So what happens, all these demigods, they come in their aeroplanes. They have Vimana. No Toyota Corolla, Camry, Audi, no petrol, no nonsense, no electric also. It just, Vimana just, they sit, it goes up, no pollution to the air, nothing. And it goes to the place wherever they want to go. And it comes to this particular place. All the women folk go and they take this gold, they make ornaments out of it and go. Women are also happy. Here, if you have to buy gold, what is the rate today? Look at that, on the tip of the tongue. Tip of the tongue, they know. Because when Mataji will attack with that Brahmastra, they're completely aware. Nahi Baba. No gold, not at this time. No? 82,000 for what? 10 grams, bro?
10, 8 tola only, 10 grams.
1 gram, 10 grams.
Yeah, 10 grams, 1 tola.
You can exchange cards afterwards. No, but you see, just for 10 grams, I remember my brother-in-law recently got married, so I had no idea about all this gold and all of that. So they said, someone said, 10 grams will make a chain or something like that. I said, oh, first class, you can make. Some of these elderly ladies who have more experience with gold, 10 grams mein kya banega? Kuch bhi nahi. It is like a simple chain, you do like this, it will break off. Right? I was like, wow, so expensive, like Prabhu saying, so expensive. So the denizens of the citizens of the upper planetary system, gold is free. Right? Gold is free. Beautiful ornaments. Anytime they are, loaded with ornaments. So ornaments is not a problem. Their food is not a problem. Their travels is not a problem. Whenever they want, they can go off to hill station. The whole place is a hill station only. Right? Everywhere it's first class weather. The snow is not there. Extra jacket is not required. Whenever they feel like beautiful waters of the Mandakini Ganges are flowing in the upper planetary system, they can take bath over there. There is no issue of any sort that will disturb the mind. Absolutely no issue. But Srila Prabhupada makes it very clear in the purport that despite all these pleasures, one more pleasure is that the Indra has something called Somarasa. Right? Here, if you drink too much liquor, liver will damage, kidney will go, whatever other else problems that come with it, all of them are problems. But there, the Somarasa is 1,000 times more powerful than the best liquor available here in the material world, plus the pleasure is 1 million times what it gives here. Correct? So I don't know who has taken liquor before, but there is some sort of pleasure. That is why people take something, even if it is like 15-20 minutes of pleasure. There is some pleasure. But imagine 1 million times getting that same pleasure and also nothing happening to your body parts and you're still fine. Wow, what an offer. Do all the wrong things possible. Nothing happens to you. Huh? No issues whatsoever. This is the life in heavenly planets. But Prabhupada is saying, and Krishna is saying, that Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna doesn't, even if you go up to these higher planets and you're enjoying all of this, you have to come down. Why? Because that is also Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Why? The only difference between our planet and their planet, with all these pleasures so far, Janma, Mrityu, Jada, Vyadhi is there, birth, death, old age, disease is there. But the misery attached to this is reduced. For example, when we are crossing 50 years of age, automatically we know that old age has come, leg hands are shaking, we know time is ticking, 10 years, 20 years, whatever, we know it is coming close. But the denizens of the spiritual world have no disease of this sort. For them, the death comes, apparently I was hearing, they wear a garland, they wear a fresh garland. If you see any of the demigods' pictures, if you see, they always wear a garland. It seems that when that garland starts to expire, the garland will stay fresh every day. You don't have to change. That flowers are not like our flowers where today we put, tomorrow it is expired. But that garland stays fresh every day. But the day that garland starts to expire, they know my time is coming. And that is when they also start to feel anxiety. And once that expires, so that means they're also gone. They don't experience any bodily pains or pangs or anything, but they also have to leave that body. When they leave that body, they stay in the clouds. And they come as raindrops and they go into the earth planet, into our Bhumi, onto the earth. And we till the land, get all the grains and everything. And through grains, they enter us, the human beings, and then they're born as people in this material world. So that is why it is saying, Brahma Bhuvana Loka. You go all the way up to Brahma Loka, which is millions and millions and millions of light years away. Brahmaloka's another name is also called Satyaloka, and Satyaloka is right next to the Brahman effulgence. Couple of classes we discussed that after the Brahman effulgence, then there is after the Viraja river, there is the Brahman effulgence, and then after that is Vaikuntha and the spiritual world. We discussed that. Everybody remember that? Or should we go through that again?
Talk about Brahman and Bhagwan.
Yes. So quickly, we were discussing about the Brahman realization couple of weeks back, and we discussed that there are 14 planetary systems within our Brahmanda or the universe, and like that, there we have multiple Brahmandas or the universes, and we said that there is the division between the spiritual world and material world is a river called Viraja. A person who crosses that Viraja, the first thing he will see is the Brahman effulgence, or the effulgence emanating from the body of Lord Krishna. It is a formless energy. And the reason why we picked that topic, that we spoke about that topic that day, is because there are some type of Jnana yogis or Hatha yogis, not some type, all types, who would want to merge into this Brahman. So that's why we had spoken about that topic. Beyond the Brahman effulgence, is all of this Vaikuntha Loka and the spiritual world, for the personalist people, the people who have relation with Krishna in terms of a person. And that is where the rest of the spiritual world comes, and we had discussed. Of course, there are some nitty-gritties there, but in general, that is the thing. So this Brahma Loka is very close to it's very close to the Brahman effulgence. Although it is in the material universe, it is very close. So whatever is there in the Brahman effulgence, which is all this bliss and all, Brahman effulgence for sure has no misery. But whatever there is, all this bliss is there, it is also there in Brahmaloka. So it almost sounds like Brahmaloka is the spiritual world, but it is not, because of this aspect. And why sometimes people say that like Prabhu said, the lifespan is so long that they consider life to be eternal. So, for example, we are saying we are living for 100, 200, 300 years. But if someone says that I'm staying for 1 million years, from our point of view, that is eternal. That's like, oh, Baba, you're living forever. Correct? So that is what sometimes if you read Bhagavatam, right? Sometimes you will see in second canto or in the fifth canto, sometimes Prabhupada's explanation, it will be written that the lifespan in the upper planetary systems are eternal. Eternal from our point of view. Actually not eternal. Right? Why not eternal? Because of this verse. A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Now, what is happening here? Prabhupada is mentioning there is this one verse called what is it called? Practice of sacrifice called Panchagni Vidya. It is mentioned in the Upanishad. So there are some people in this material. Everybody is desiring something in their lives. So some people are very pious, right, and very doing charitable things and all of that, so they will attain higher planets. They'll go up to higher. They might go to the Chandra Loka, enjoy. They might go to Surya Loka or Indra Loka or whatever. So what it is like a Ferris wheel. Someone today is at the bottom. He will do good activities and he will go to a higher position. The person at the higher position will exhaust all what he has done, enjoyed everything, and then he will come down. Then he will do something great. Then he will go up. So this cycle is going on. Today I am here. If I'm a good person, I did everything good, I did all this Panchagi Vidya and I did all these sacrifices and everything, I will be promoted maybe to Indra Loka, then maybe to Chandra Loka, then maybe to Mahar Loka, then one day to Brahma Loka, which is the topmost planet on this material world. There I will do all sorts of enjoyment, I will complete my enjoyment, Khatam. Shine Punya, Martya Loka Vishanti. Again come down. Back. So this cycle is perpetual. So Krishna is answering in this question that don't think that just because you have gone to the upper planetary system, your lifespan is like whatever millions of years and you have no disease. It is there. Come try it. You have to come out of it. Even if you go to the topmost planet in this material world, there is pains, pangs and miseries. And you have to come back to this material world and suffer. So this loka is only called Mrityu Loka, the loka of death, birth and death. So that is the point of this shloka, right? Then Krishna is saying in the Prabhupada saying the first line, all kinds of yogis, karma, jnana, hatha, etc. It eventually have to attain devotional perfection in bhakti yoga before they can go to Krishna's abode. Now, the next question that will be asked is, okay, fine. So why we have to practice Krishna consciousness when there are so many other means to go home back to Godhead? Why this method? Correct? And all these previous verses, we were on the Karma Yoga chapter, the Jnana Yoga chapter, and the Hatha Yoga chapter. So by now we know the differences between the yogas. We know that all these other yogas are very difficult to perform. We can't go to a forest. We can't sit on a deer skin. We can't close our senses to. We need to gratify our senses. We cannot sit dull. We cannot not participate in this material world, right? We cannot stay aloof from everything. We need to have these pleasures. So, and the conclusion for that is that in today's day, the Hatha Yoga, the Jnana Yoga, the eightfold process of Yama, Niyama and all of this is not possible. So this Ashtanga Yoga is not possible. But if someone did it, that very rare case, or whoever did in the previous yogas, after doing all of this, they still have to attain devotional service, perfect their devotional service, and only then go home back to Godhead. This is the process fixed. There is no change in this fact. But in Krishna consciousness, what happens? Since day one, you're doing devotional service. Since day one, you're doing devotional service. Everything is devotional service. We are Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has designed this Krishna consciousness in such a way that virtually everything that you do can be done as a service, can become a service, right? Your working is a service. Your householder life is a service. Partners taking care of each other is a service that can be done for Krishna. Begetting children, taking care of children can be also be done as a service to Krishna. Some devotees come, this though we already know as a service, coming, cleaning the place, setting up the temple, and undoing the temple is also service. doing artis or service, everything virtually service. Sometimes there was sometimes some children, when we have a lot of guests in a lot of devotees in the temple, especially festival days, some kids go and take up all the shoes and they arrange it neatly. That is service. That is service they're doing. So everything is potentially a service. But in the other yoga, other paths, you have to give up everything. In here, you don't have to give up anything. And you're doing service. So every day, little by little, whenever you're doing service, you're already on that path. One day, when your practice is very strong, because every day the cleansing process is done. With the other yoga, what happens is that, and also there is a special benediction. Special benediction for Bhakti Yoga is that you're going on doing Bhakti Yoga, but let's say you didn't complete it. Let's say you didn't reach the zenith, and your life is over. Next life, you will be lucky enough in the 7th chapter, where 7th chapter it was said, what was it said? Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Brashto Bhi Jayate. You will be born in a family which is Shuchi, given a spiritual environment, and you will continue from where you left off. 2nd chapter 2.40 says, Neha Bikrama Nasosti Pratyavayuna Vidyate Swalpamapyasya Dharmasya. Swalpa, little bit you have practiced Krishna consciousness. That will not only save you from great dangers, but it also you continue from where. But the other yogas or other activities are not like that. You do pranayama, pratyahara, you control your senses, you go to the forest, you're eating roots, you leave long beards and everything. If you don't reach it, then again you start from zero. And so much hard work is gone. But Krishna's special benediction for Bhakti Yoga is you're able to continue. So the investment here is not a failure. It is so always progressing. So since you're already doing devotional service from day one, you have to just keep on continuing to do devotional service, and then your devotional service will be perfected, and after that you go. So Prabhupada has explained this particular activity as one, you're going in an elevator, other one you're climbing staircase. 1 floor, 2 floors you can say, or 10 floors you can say I will climb staircase, but 100 floors how will climb staircase? 1000 floors how will climb? You can't. You need an elevator to go. So practically for this yuga also, for our Kali Yuga, this devotional service is the one that works out the best. It is the best deal. Why? Why is it the best deal? Bhagavatam is saying, Prayena alpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge janaha mandaha sumandamatayo mandabhagyahi upadrita. Prayena alpa ayusha, small lifespan. 60, 70, 80s. Last time we discussed, anybody touches 100, today they are getting Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan, etc. awards. Award for not because a person did something, just because his life touched 100. Right? It is a rarity. That is why they are, whatever they're doing. So, Alpayusha is, we are living only for 60, 70 years. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that 50% of the life is gone in sleeping. 50% of the life is gone in sleeping. This is what type of sleeping? This is sleeping, regulated sleeping. If you're sleeping at, let's say, 9 o'clock in the night and you're waking up at 4 o'clock or whatever, 6 to 7 hours of sleep, regulated sleeping is 50% of your life. Not those people who sleep for 10 hours, wake up, then they feel tired that I slept so much and then went back to sleep again. That is 90% gone. Right? So that sleeping does not work. So like this 50% is gone. Then where you will do all this Hatha Yoga, Gnana Yoga and all of this? Where is it possible? Not possible. Right? Bhakti Yoga is that type of thing that when you open your eyes, only if you start just saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, the practice is started then only. And if you are also going to sleep while chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or by reading a Krishna story, then your sleep is also devotional service. Where else will you get this opportunity? You will not get anywhere, right? Making money while sleeping, right? There is a common thing that said, make money even while you sleep, even when you're not working or while you're sleeping. This is that scenario, that your Krishna consciousness is being activated even when you're sleeping, when you're awake, every time. There is no restriction. What is the restriction for chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? What is the restriction for doing the sadhana? Anybody? What is the restriction? No restriction. Huh? Is there restriction for caste? Is there restriction for nationality? Is there restriction for only men have to chant, women gender? No, no restriction. Is there a restriction that you have to sit in cross-leg position, in Padmasana position, and focus your, put both eye in between the center of your temple? You can walk and chant. You can sit and chant. You can sit on the chair and chant. You can sit on the floor and chant. You can sit on the dining table and chant. Nobody is asking. You chant. That is important. Chalo, does it take more time to chant? Is it a process where it takes like 10 hours? No. Is the process difficult? No. What is the process? What is the process of chanting? Anybody? What is the process of chanting?
Speaking clearly and listening.
Listen to yourself.
Bas, that's it. You just have to chant and hear. Only two things. Prabhupada said, chant and be happy. You just have to chant and hear. Nothing else is required. You just have to. Prabhupada even goes up to the point of saying, wake up, just brush your teeth and chant. That's all. You just have to brush your teeth and chant. Don't have to take like full bath and everything. And if you can do that, of course, fantastic, without a doubt. But that also you don't have to do. You know, this is not to put down other services of our in our process, but for deity worship, we don't have deities today, but for deity worship you will see there has to be minimum some sort of qualification. You have to be initiated by a spiritual master. After being you have to take bath, you have to be dressed clean, you have to do all sorts of purificatory processes before you start deity worship. So much is there. I mean, this is not to say that deity worship has no value. Deity worship definitely has value. But in this age of Kali Yuga, the process of chanting the holy name is kept at the topmost. There's nothing better than this. There's nothing above it, in fact. Right? There's nothing above it. Nothing above chanting the holy name. So then, what is troubling people to chant and progress? What is troubling? It has no investment. The only investment for chanting the holy name is just time. Time that we miserably throw it away watching YouTube reels. The second we start this reel, this thumb, there is something called the thumb disease. It keeps on going. So my friend was telling me that he's not a devotee. So, but he was telling me that in today's day, I don't know how many of you know, but iPhone has a feature. I don't know if the phones have it or not. It will tell you how much hours you did screen time. Somewhere it will pop up. My phone also pops up with that. So it has that screen time. It will tell you how much time you spent on the screen. Nobody has to share their screen time with anybody, but you yourself question if that feature is there. That if you look, hey Baba, I spent 7 hours on the phone. 7.5 hours on the phone. That's like 6 hours, 7 hours you're sleeping, 7 hours you're on your phone, 14 hours in a day gone, left only 10 hours. In 10 hours, 2 hours goes in eating, 2 hours go in washroom, 14 for 18 hours. In other 6 hours, what are you doing? Working, taking it. That's it, it's gone. Everything is gone. And I told this to somebody else. I told one of my friends something else. No, we are doing multitasking. What multitasking are you doing? Right? There's nothing going on. So many hours are spent. You will not realize the power of this social media and all of this thing. That once you start flipping, it keeps on going. It keeps on going. It's unlimited. Until and unless your eyes start paining, or until somebody calls you from there and disturbs you, only then it's going. Otherwise, sometimes some devotees saying, Prabhu, one of our devotees is saying, Prabhu, we are watching Krishna conscious related material only. No, that is also devotional service. So the question is, 5 videos will be devotional service. First will be like some deity darshan. Then somebody is giving a very important class. Then something. Then immediately it will go off to some, how to make this recipe. From there, this jewelry. From there, sari. From there, electronic gadget. From there, what Elon Musk said. Trump is becoming president. Like this only time goes off.
Maya.
Now you think. Now we are saying, I am not blaming anybody. We're talking about personally ourselves. Now we are saying, Prabhuji, so much work is there. I have to go to work. I have to drop my children to school, pick up my children from school. Then I have to do my work. Then I have to do household chores. Then I have to take my car to change, brake and wash and whatnot. And 101 things we can say. Correct? We say all of this? Yeah, I have to go to doctor. I have doctor appointment. Doctor appointment took 2 hours. All of this we have time. But we also have time 4-5 hours for all these reels and Facebook and all of that. But when we are saying, please chant for how many? One round takes how many minutes? 7 minutes, 8 minutes. 10 minutes we will, no problem. 10 minutes we don't have time for Krishna? Isn't this, what do you call, isn't this, what do you say, like, cheating ourselves? You're cheating Krishna to point blank. Oh, without doubt it is. But, to say that we don't have time.
कृष्णा के लिए नहीं अपने लिए ही
अपने लिए ही time नहीं.
10 मिनट
Correct, that's the thing. You're not doing it for Krishna, but first do it for yourself. Forget Krishna. Krishna is far away. Krishna is saying, you do it for yourself, still I will come for you. You do it for me, so I will come only. But you do it for yourself, still I will come for you. That also you are saying, we are saying that we don't have time. So many books are there to read. Forget so many books. The 3 major books. 2, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. We are telling, Bhagavatam is, the Sukadeva Goswami is saying, such a fantastic thing. And that just shows like how rubbish our lives have become. That we are generally they say you spend 15-20 minutes, 1 hour reading Bhagavatam every day, correct? Because we all know the benefits. We'll not go into the benefits. Brings us to spiritual path, etc., etc. Saying if you can't read 4 pada, 1 line, if you can't read 1 shloka, read half a shloka. That will also give you benefit. If you can't read half a shloka, then read at least 1/4 a shloka, 25%. If you can't read 25%, at least read 1 word. 1 word. Nowhere in the world, anywhere you will get a benediction where say, Baba, just read 1 word. You see how desperate these rishis and these devotees are to get us into the path of Krishna consciousness. The whole Bhagavatam starts, how does it start? Naimishe nimiksha kshetre rishaya shaunakadaya satram swargaya lokaya sahasra guna samam ashatam. It is saying that these rishis were performing yajna for 1,000 years because they could see the future, that such a horrible world, you guys coming. So we are praying for them so that, they will somehow find a path to come home back to God, to catch the spiritual path. Then Suta Goswami comes and Bhagavatam happens. They're already concerned for us. So then Suta Goswami and Sukadeva Goswami is saying, you read 1 word. 1 word you read, that also will benefit. Because that 1 word will prompt you to read 1/4 of a sloka, will go to half and full, and then you will develop. But we are saying, no, we don't have time for 1 word. But we have time for 4-5 hours of YouTube reels. But we don't have time for 1 word. So then afterwards what they can do? Then said, okay, fine, you don't do anything, you go, Yamaraj will give you a nice thrashing. You deserve that only. What else is there to do? What more can they do for you? No rules and regulations are required. Everything is done for you, first class. Still you don't want to take it. Still we are saying, no, we don't have time, we can't do it. This much problem, that much problem. What else can be done? Correct? But then intelligent person will immediately see, Baba, this world, time is flying. Today we are listening to some class. Believe me, that 5 years will just go like that. 2024 has gone. The speed at which 2024 has gone, 2 times the speed 2025 will go. Years will keep on going. By the time you realize we are already in our old age. By the time we realize it's gone. Children are growing at a fast rate. I have a son who's already touching 3 years now. When the 3 years have passed, we don't know. The day starts, day ends, it's gone. But if you don't, when will you do the spiritual activity? When will we think about Krishna? When will we read about Krishna? When will we discuss about Krishna? When will we become serious? That is the question. You do the best things in your in the world, like Krishna is saying, fine, you will do something great, you will go up higher planetary system, again you will dive down and fall back here. Correct? Is this true or true? So now the question is, how many of you have time for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Or those who are having time, how many rounds are you doing? Panditji?
Morning time.
Ramesh Pandey Prabhu is actually very sincere. Prabhu wakes up and he's been doing this for more than a year, and this is not to just praise him, but this is me taking inspiration from him also. Ramesh Pandey Prabhu and many other devotees,
It's a group of people.
Monica Mataji and few other devotees are there. They're sincerely waking up every day, despite rain, shine, snow, blizzard, no matter what it is. They're chanting 16 rounds, and they're at least reading 1 hour or half an hour. Prabhuji, half an hour? Panditji, half an hour or 1 hour?
No, we try to do it 2 hours actually, 4 to 6.
No. The Bhagavatam reading.
Bhagavatam 1 hour.
1 hour. And they read 1 hour. Believe me, they've already finished 12 cantos in 1 year or 1.5 years.
We have come back actually.
I know you have come back, but you took 1 year, 1.5 years to finish 1 canto, no? I'm sorry, 12 cantos, no?
No, we haven't finished 12. I joined late.
You joined late,
I
but
joined late.
whoever started in the beginning, it took them 1.5 years to finish all 12 cantos. They just read, and in between, when they don't understand, like they will ask questions and they will discuss, and then they disperse. Morning time, they finish off their rounds. 16 rounds takes about 1 hour, 45 minutes to 2 hours roughly.
Yeah, 2 hours.
And they spend half an hour reading Bhagavatam, finished. Their sadhana for the day has been done, completed, and then they go about during the rest of the day. In 1 year, 1.5 years, so those who have, how many of you have Srimad Bhagavatam at home? Which is most of us. How many books are there? 12 books. 12 cantos, 12 books. Some books are divided by 13, 14 books are there. It's so difficult that if we think that by ourselves I will open and I will read and I will understand, very difficult. But when you do it as a group, you don't even know when it goes. Now, if I'm telling, one of the reasons is now when I quote some pastime, right? I can see certain devotees, they will say, yeah, we read this. It flashed, right? So automatically we'll know when the speaker is talking, or even other speakers are talking, they'll immediately, why? Because they've read it. They have not read and memorized it. Read it, it stays in subconscious mind. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that I will give you the memory. Right? Krishna, what you're reading, when it will help you, you don't know. You will be stuck in some severe problem. Immediately something from Srimad Bhagavatam that you have read will suddenly come. How it will help you also, you don't know. How it will help us also, we don't know. But it will help us. It will bring peace to our heart and soul in such a way that there is no other explanation. Correct? So, I request devotees to kindly join. Fine, if you cannot join due to some people have, they're not able to wake up early, or some people have very early work, etc. No problem. But at least chant. At least chant. If you're not chanting at all, chant 1 round. Only 1 round you chant. Chant 1 round for at least 1 to 2 months. And if every day you're able to maintain that 1 round, then shift to 2 rounds. Don't come down. Keep going up. But chant has so much vigorous. Pitambar Prabhu, he's been doing chanting in the morning and reading Bhagavatam in the morning for close to, if I'm not wrong, 4 to 5 years. Not only Prabhu is doing, he's engaging all youth people to do it as well. And youth people are coming. Some people are coming with children. Prabhu, is that right to say? Small children. Some Matajis are coming. No, why?
Baby in the lab.
Baby in the lab.
Chanting.
Baby in the lab. Just see the dedication. Baby in the lab. It's not easy. It's not easy. Very difficult. For sure, very difficult. Even if they're staying for half an hour, you don't have to stay for 2 hours. Even if you're coming for half an hour, benefit. 15 minutes, 5 minutes also benefit is there. So,
मैं कई बार उनको सुनता हूँ 5 मिनट नहीं सीरियसली ऐसा मुझे लगता है मैं घर में हूँ बट आई लिसन टू द भागवतम
yes.
आई एम नॉट पार्टिसिपेटिंग बट आई एम लिसनिंग एट लीस्ट दैट्स
Yes.
And the
So,
best part is even Ruby Mataji started joining me now.
yes.
She doesn't
You
come.
see how infectious it is?
Yeah.
बट चैंटिंग का इफ आई मे ऐड लिटिल बिट राइट सो देयर इज महाभागवत प्रभु I think
Yes.
right so obviously we don't want to chant because it takes time
Right.
correct
Right.
So he said start chanting.
Mm.
So that was like a year and a half ago. I started chanting one round. One maybe आदमी convinced नहीं होता है.
Mm.
Just to be there. Then next time he came, he said chant 3.
Mm.
So I started chanting 3, and I got a little मतलब कि हो रहा भाई pressure. Then 3, 4, and then there was one lady who came here, Mataji. She was singing, and she said, "Oh, they'll come next time. Chant 5."
Mm.
So I started chanting 5, and I was going to go to 6, and I spoke to you.
Mm.
This room, and I said, by 6 में तो you said नहीं अभी you follow religiously what you have committed on.
Bas. Yes.
And अभी वही हो रहा है. And I just want to share this because some days are extremely packed. Material world में
Yes, yes, without a doubt.
extremely packed and
Without a
they're
doubt.
nonsensical days. So,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes, very much.
कहाँ से आदमी चाहिए? तो 5 को ही maintain करने के लिए प्रभुपाद मर्सी से 5 ही होता है. नहीं आप you were right 100%.
100%.
If
We'd
I
like to
put
please
in 6
applause for
people-
Prabhu that he's committed to 5 rounds. You know,
So,
we all know that how difficult our life goes,
Correct.
right?
That's what I'm saying.
So much. You would not even expect those things will happen on some days. You will figure out that your car brakes are not working. Now you have to go sit in the mechanic's office for like 3 hours. What to do? Right? So many things like this. Small, big, something will keep on happening. But you have to stay committed. If you're doing 1 round, stay committed to 1 round. But I'll tell you, the secret is, if you do it along with devotees, along with group of devotees, you will not even know the pressure. You will not know the pressure. So, with folded hands, I request everybody that please take this up. We know you don't have to explain to us that how difficult life is. All our lives are difficult, right? Just because I'm sitting on this side of the room doesn't mean my life is very perfect. Oh, Prabhu is following everything, everything's going on. Our life is also same nonsensical only is going on. But somehow, by the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and Vaishnavas and everything like that, just by doing sadhana, a lot of things are, is taken care of. So it is, we are deeply asking each and every one of you to take part. We understand 2 hours can be hard, but at least take part half an hour. You want to know more about it. Ramesh Prabhu is there, Anshul Prabhu is there. You want to know more about how it changes you, Pitambar Prabhu is there. He will explain how the whole process works. Right? It is very simple. Prabhu, is it simple or is it hard?
Very simple.
Very simple.
And
Does
it
it
is
does
practice.
does it require a lot of intelligence, lot of sacrifice? Does it require? No. Prabhuji, does it require? No, it doesn't require. So, if you can't do it in the morning, it's okay. But I'm telling you, the secret is if you do it with devotees, you won't realize the pressure. It will just get inhibited faster. If you do it with yourself, do it. Definitely do it. There is no, if you can do it by yourself, first class, that is the best. A lot of people also do it, but do it with devotees. When you do it with devotees, the Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, you do it, it's supposed to be Kirtan and Jap is actually supposed to be done personally, but when you do it along with devotees, the power is 1,000-fold and it will be easy for you to do. That is all.
There are devotees who are profusely thanking that because of this habit of
Yes.
chanting together, holding each other's hands, inspiring each other, now they are able to wake up early, not only wake up early, chant, and then together they are progressing. So
Yeah.
profusely thanking.
So, some people don't
and
have
it is for
discipline.
their benefit, it's not for us.
Yeah,
And
100%.
I tell them that if you chant, I am not going to get benefit. I chant, you are not going to get benefit. It's for your benefit.
Yeah.
And then they caught that meaning, and then now they have gone up to 15, 20 people
Yes.
in the morning,
You see,
regularly come.
20, and getting youth into this is the most difficult thing because youth are the most undisciplined folks today, right? If you're very indisciplined people, because I'm also coming from that generation only, I'm telling you, very indisciplined, lazy, lethargic, dumb. Huh?
So many questions.
Questions are all useless only. No, questions are, they will only, why we have to bow down in front of the Lord, but they will not do anything. They're not ready to do. If you give a proper answer, then they're not ready to accept. Are bogus? I'm not just generalizing, because I have some of my friends, right? They will ask like some questions. Why you're wearing dhoti and going to the temple? Sorry, Baba, you wear pant and come, not to the temple. I will not come to the temple. But what can you do? This is the question they will ask, right? So, one day somebody was asking, you're always making rice, dal and sabji in the temple. Why are you not making pizza in the temple? Sir, we'll take that also. Come, na Baba. Then don't want to come.
Several ISKCON have pizza.
I don't understand. They'll ask all these questions. Right?
Chana bhatura, they have everything.
Right, and then some little bit more advanced people are be like, why you're putting milk on Shivlinga, that you can give it to somebody else, they will drink, they will make halwa out of it and they will do something.
Yeah.
So all these questions are there. See that this is my generation. I'm sorry to say that I come from there, but we are a part of the most lethargic generation. But the second you say that something of interest, 3 o'clock in the morning, we will not sleep all night, only we'll be waking up. Become some, I remember 10 years back, there was this very big craze that, when an Apple phone is getting released or something, people would tent and sit outside. I was studying in downtown and I was close to Eaton Center and there was an Apple showroom. And honest to God, the phone used to get released in September or October at 4 degrees, 5 degrees. Full gloves, jacket, everything, and they're waiting. Kab khulega door? Kab khulega door? This much dedication they don't even have for their own studies also.
Boxing Day too also.
Boxing Day too also. Yeah. Honestly, bro, I remember. Night. I remember. I totally remember. So of course now we don't see that, or do we see it? I don't know. I don't think we see that now. Now it's online. Now it has become even more lazy. No, at least there to get up and go. Now even more lazy. Horrible.
इसमें क्या है, there is a difference, there's a thought process change, right? How before when we are ignorant, and I use my example, right? When I used to watch Prabhupada's video, I used to watch his disciples washing his feet with milk, yogurt and all that, right? And I would, because I was materially engrossed, and I would say, what is this going on?
Correct.
Because I had no knowledge. Today I would die for that drop of milk.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes.
Because once you understand the importance of what is going on, तो वो यूथ को नहीं है, उनको इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं होगा, बाद में जाएंगे यार, then that is importance.
लेकिन उसमें तकलीफ क्या है प्रभु, कोई बोलने वाला नहीं है,
Yes,
कोई
guidance.
educate करने वाला नहीं है.
And sad part is they don't want to take guidance.
One thing, they have got tremendous energy, they have got so much potency. The only thing is there should be somebody to tell them, as you said, that now you know the importance of that charanamrita. So if somebody tells them, and then they come on the path and experience. If we tell them and they believe, that won't happen. They need to experience.
They have to experience, right?
Then they will believe. Seeing is believing, like that.
So with you,
such as a good potency.
I have one calendar somewhere from temple, and it has like a 30 or 40, 50 right up there. In our Hinduism, why we are doing this stuff, like दिया जलाते हैं हम, प्रार्थना करते हैं, सबका इंग्लिश में वर्जन है. मेरे बेटे को सब कुछ पढ़ाया है कि तू देख ये क्यों करते हैं, why we are doing it, chanting, why we are chanting it, why we put the abhishek on the ceiling, and all these things.
Correct.
So उसने पढ़ाया सब, and he knows that it's very important.
Yes.
Recently, my wife gave him a Gita also. This Gita.
Right.
So he started already. He just
Very
good.
good.
That you try.
I was actually going to tell that point,
Yeah.
that half of our people will ask questions. Why? One of the famous questions that I always get from so-called people they don't want to ask questions to know the knowledge. They just want to try to defeat you. We're like, why Dronacharya did this thing to Ekalavya, and why did this, or these type of questions, and same genre of questions, right? 99% of these people would have never read anything in Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita or anything like that. Some WhatsApp messages here, there, somebody would have created a controversy, read that half paragraph and then come and give bhashan on it.
In our COVID-19 lockdown, my daughter and son both watch the whole Ramayana and Mahabharata.
Right.
So they know now every character. And
Correct.
What they're more interested in.
Correct.
Every character, why they did that, or why Karna did this, why he's not supporting you, Pandavas and all
Right.
these things.
Right.
So it's now.
So it's very good. So that is, along with chanting, one more important, and I'll end with this thing, is an important activity is to read. It's important to read, because if we don't read, then we will be asking baseless questions. When you read, you will ask the right questions. It's not that as soon as you read, everything is like open and everything will keep going in. It doesn't work like that. Reading is also purification. Chanting is also purification. Chanting will compel the person to read, and when you read, you will chant better, and it works in a circle. right? And when you read, then the knowledge improves, then you ask the right questions, then you come to the right track, then it will be enlightening. So that is why we stress. So many small books are there, and I encourage devotees to start taking those books. If you don't understand, no problem. So many devotees are there in the temple. You can come, you can ask questions, and we can discuss. If we don't know, then we'll ask our senior devotees, and we'll answer, right?
One small book which is highly recommend. It's Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga.
Small excerpts.
I think it's about 20 pages, 25 pages.
And Prabhupada actually, finally he says in one verse there, आपको इतना आनंद आएगा उसको पढ़ के, कि when you start following this process, you don't need any external validation. You read it and you say you will get the validation. So he's actually guaranteeing that. And you feel it and you'll, इतनी easy book है, इतनी easy. Small excerpt है, yeah, read it. It's like $4-5, right? Same thing. Read it. It's a great book.
So with that, we will end today's class. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidvamsa purayantu tat. Yadatra saushtavam kinchit tat gurur eva menahi. So if you did not like anything that was discussed, or if it was not very suitable for your mind, know that all of these faults are emanating from me. But if there is anything that came good out of your discussion and you felt good for your heart, mind and soul, please know that it belongs to all of the gurus and devotees from whom I have heard and learned from. Hare Krishna. I think we don't have time for questions, but one or two can be taken. If anybody has any questions.
Question I have. Up to the Brahmaloka, everybody has to come back, right? मान लीजिए कि मैंने कुछ अच्छा कर्म किया, पुण्य किया, मैं गया ब्रह्मलोक तक, right? What is the percentage that, I don't know how to explain, but पुण्य खत्म होने के बाद आना पड़ता है फिर से,
Correct.
right? How much is the weightage that you can bring it from after when you die?
What bring what?
Like a punya. Punya means like all कब तक रहना पड़ता है, and then you have to come back again.
कब तक रहना पड़ता है? That's, see, like we said, the lifespan is very long.
Very long, yeah, I understand.
It's very long.
Yeah.
So you enjoy for how much of a lifelong. It's not like you're going to go there for 5 minutes. and
5
come
minutes,
back.
yes.
ऐसा तो नहीं.
Okay.
So you will go for like whatever that long lifespan is. You will enjoy
Yeah.
all that thing, and you'll come back. So one thing that Prabhupada also said towards the end of the verse is, I mean, I didn't have time to go through it. That and I'll quickly say there are different types of some people who are practicing Krishna consciousness in Brahmalok, and it's a very small percentage of people, mind you, it's a very, very small percentage. Those people are shifted from Brahmalok to the spiritual world. Prabhupada said that in the verse, discussion, I didn't cover it. At the end of Brahma's life, and in the next sloka, we'll see. I think Prabhu, you're taking the next sloka, I suppose.
Very interesting in this one.
Yeah, Prabhu will explain that. I will not take that one.
I love to that.
Yeah. So Prabhu will explain that whatever Brahma's period is, at the time when Brahma's life is finished, Brahma also has a fixed life, right?
Yeah.
Fixed life. When his life is finished, if that Brahma is a post. Brahma is not the name of the person. Brahma is a post. Yes. Then new Brahma will come. If I did good, I will also become a Brahma, right? So if this particular Brahma has done is following Krishna consciousness, and along with the devotees are following Krishna consciousness, only then and only then that person will be shifted to the spiritual world, right? Prabhu, one more thing you should understand. 99.99% of us, we will not turn towards Krishna if there is no misery. If you are completely happy, if you have all the, Kunti Maharani is saying, you have wealth, knowledge, riches, renunciation, everything, why will you look at Krishna? Why will you go towards God? You have everything, no? What is there to go look up to someone else? That's why she's saying, take all of this away from me. Vipada santud na shashvat tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yatsyat apunarbhava darshanam. Vipat, give me again and again. Why? So that I can get your darshan. But if you don't give me Vipat, then I will not think of you. If I won't think of you, you will not come to me. Correct. So when you are in Brahmaloka, Chandra, Indra Loka, when you are having Soma Rasa, this gold, diamond, everything is coming for free, life is first class, no misery, why will you think of Krishna? It's not possible. So Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is saying very rare chance that, that small, very, very tiny percentage of people, if they practice, they'll go. But if not, then come back as direct. That's it. More details to that, we'll hold on to Prabhu.
That too, Brahma has got associated who follow Krishna consciousness, the others don't. So the people who are following Krishna consciousness will go together with Brahma to the Vaikuntha. But then you are so right, very small fraction of the rest of them, because it is so much opulent, so much unlimited sense enjoyment, they forget Krishna. And then Kshine Punyam, they come down. So majority come down, only few go up.
Is there any opportunity that someone goes to Brahmaloka and then that person or maybe soul pray to the Krishna in the Brahmaloka and go further?
Yes, it's said in the sloka, it is said. Very small percentage.
Very small
percentage. Right? Brahma has, our Brahma, current Brahma, has written Brahma Samhita. Right? He was lucky enough that he was able to see the spiritual world. He was able to get darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One other interesting fact is, Brahma, whenever there is problem in the earth and when nobody has a solution, all other demigods will go to Brahma because he is the Lord. No? If Brahma also doesn't have solution, Brahma has to go to his boss, who is Vishnu. But the surprising fact is Brahma cannot see Vishnu with his eyes. Brahma himself cannot see Vishnu with his eyes. He will go to the Shir Sagara and he will chant this special prayers called Purusha Sukta, and he'll pray. The Lord will appear. Brahma cannot see the Lord, and the Lord will speak. It will come straight into the heart of Brahma, and then Brahma will relay the message to everybody. So when the birth of Krishna happened, the Lord told that I will take birth, so you also all take relevant roles in the material world. But nobody was able to see the Lord. So that is why when Krishna took birth, all the demigods came down to take darshan of him, because they don't get darshan there also. They don't get darshan there. But this Brahma was lucky to get the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he wrote everything. That, this Lord, our Lord is not normal. Thousands and Lakshmi Sahasra Sada Sambrahma Sevyamanam. Thousands and thousands of Lakshmis are serving the Lord as Sambrahma. Sambrahma means festival. Like, they are not doing, oh my God, I have to do seva. No, they're doing it with like festive nature. I want to do. So like that competition is there. So Brahmaji saw everything. So therefore he's guaranteed a devotee. Na? He knows, okay, this position, kab chalega, when it will go off, we don't know. This is the right path. He's got devotion. So is that. But doesn't mean that all the Brahmas will get this opportunity. Because you should remember that there are thousands and thousands of Brahmandas. Thousands. This is what we are living is one Brahmanda. This is like, how do I say bubbles? When we do bubbles, no, like that millions and trillions of bubbles are there. Each bubble is a Brahmanda. In our Brahma has only 4 heads. Some other Brahma has 10 heads, 11-headed Brahma, 1,000-headed Brahma, million-headed Brahma. We hear from the scriptures that it's like that. So that is the situation. But don't aim for, I will go to Brahmaloka and udhar se I will chalu my process. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. It will be very hard.
Start from here.
That's why
Start from here, end it here only. From here only directly go up.
That's why they have to come down.
Yeah.
To do bhakti, they have to come down.
They have to come down. Right? So Prabhupada says very small percentage. We'll not take that percentage into account. I think that's it. Yes, Mataji.
So, as this shloka says, one who attains my abode never takes abuse. So, I had actually asked this question multiple times, but I was never convinced.
I think I almost know what question is going to come.
So my question is like, I think there was a debate also once going in the morning class. I overheard who was attending. So it's like, is there any exception to this rule? Like, or like 100% this is like, one who goes there, it never comes back.
Krishna is saying.
Because once I asked a speaker and I got like 88% chances are there, but there are still exceptions from this rule. Like there are some percent of people might still come back. Is this true?
No.
Never.
No.
It never happens.
Never.
Krishna is guaranteed, right? It's not somebody else.
Yeah,
Krishna.
See, Prabhupada says that, in short, Prabhupada says that we go with the assumption that, see, there are many theories to it, and the Shastra is very deep, the Sutras are very deep on this aspect, the quotes are very deep. different acharyas have written, but without going into all of the depth. Many things like way beyond our understanding, but without going into that depth, let's assume that you might come to this conclusion that Prabhu, once upon a time we were all with Krishna, then why did we come down? If we came down, then going back again, then there is also a chance of coming back again. Am I right? This is their thought process. So one of our devotees give the answer that the reason why we came down is because we wanted to enjoy for ourselves. You are there, we are there to serve Krishna. Our enjoyment is, if Krishna is getting enjoyment, that is our enjoyment, right? And that genuinely happens. That genuinely happens. If you are a true friend of somebody, even on this material world, their success, their happiness, will it not be your happiness? Will it or will it not? Forget it, forget that also. You are a mother. If your child does something that is pride worthy, or if he is successful in life, will it make you happy or will it make you like jealous? Arey, he is doing it, I should also.
Definitely, without doubt.
Without doubt, unalloyed, right? No tint, right? No jealousy, no enviousness, correct? True or true? True. So this relationship is also there with Krishna. If you are becoming a true friend of Krishna, then Krishna's enjoyment is your enjoyment. You will work for his enjoyment. You will do everything for his enjoyment. But what happened is that we wanted to enjoy for ourselves. We wanted to be independent of Krishna and wanted to enjoy ourselves. So then said, okay, fine, go there, independently you enjoy. That's why we are here. Now, going back, will not come back again. What is that guarantee for that? The guarantee is, ek bar you haath jala hua hai. Once you put your hand in fire, your finger burnt. Again, you will put your hand in fire? No. So once you go back, will you do that? Repeat the same mistake again?
So
Will you suffer here?
So do you remember previous?
What do you mean?
Do you remember all that past? Once you go back,
Of
because
course,
you are
of
saying
course, of
right
course.
that
Of course,
uh,
in the spiritual world, we see this pastime from Tulsi Maharani, Shaligram Vivaha, Tulsi Maharani and Shankuchuda. See, they get a curse. What does the curse say? Curse says, go to the material world for 5 minutes. 5 minutes here is lifetimes. 5 minutes there is lifetimes over here, right? So when they go back, they remember that, oh my God. So many of the devotees. There is also a pastime of. Let me remember the name of the book, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, about a devotee by the name of Gopakumar. Very shortly, I'll tell you that he's a devotee who was in the material world and he went back to the spiritual world. So when he went back to the spiritual world, Krishna greeted him with open arms, telling him his original name, whatever his name was. And then he remembered, oh, what a blunder did I do? I went all the way there, went through all of this circles and cycles and all of this thing. Finally, I came back here. So it's a very broad topic, but once you have made a mistake and you've suffered for that mistake miserably, I mean roasted alive, will you go? Will you make that mistake again? Huh? Will you make that mistake again? You won't. So on that aspect, Krishna is saying that Punarjanma na vidyate. There is no coming back. Because you reach the ultimate destination, you know what's going to happen. It's not like a punishment. It's not like oh, if you do this, then this is the punishment. It's not a punishment. You desired it and Krishna just approved it. Krishna is a nice person. Krishna is not like, oh, you did not work for me, so therefore you go over here and I'll punish you. It's not like that. It's like, okay, this person wants to enjoy himself, wants to gratify himself very much, and he's maybe doesn't want me. So then Krishna is feeling that, okay, I should give him that option, him or her that option. That's the situation. Right? I think I have stopped questions. It's got a long time. Hare Krishna. Granthra Srimad